The commercial potential of the North East is huge.
We've got the talent, we've got talent with ideas, and we've got the will to make things happen in this region.
Northern Film and Media exists to introduce talent to the market and to try and bring the market to the talent.
The environment people are working in now isn't any longer a regional one, it's much more global. So our job is to help introduce the talent in this region to that global market in whatever way we can.
NFM helped out in terms of getting myself out on the festival circuit, and that sort of put my name and the names of the films on people's radars. The way they've nurtured and always monitored and been supportive of the things I've done has been really beneficial to me as a filmmaker. The current thing that I'm doing now is writing what I hope to be my debut feature film, Dog Knife Wife, which is a contemporary retelling of the Jesus story with Jesus as a rock star called Elephant.
We just needed to find someone who believed in us and gave us that first chance, and that's what Northern Film and Media did.
It led to us getting a commission and making a film. I don't know whether we could have done that without Northern Film and Media. We would have really struggled if they hadn't been here and they hadn't given us the opportunity, they hadn't discovered us.
Northern Film and Media has grown quite a lot over the last few years, and it's had to adapt to a really changing environment.
There are many new platforms now for people to work on.
You've got to think about sort of downloads and the iPod and the web and things like that. So it's a whole different area, and I think Northern Film and Media has recognised that, you know, it is an exciting time.
From the very first conversation that I had at Northern Film and Media, they recognised the potential for developing a platform for North East film talent. Over 300,000 films have been viewed online, which I think, you know, we worked out as the equivalent of filling a cinema 4 or 5 times a day, every day for a year. The speed with which it's kind of taken off has been great, you know, has surprised us all.
Northern Film Media's cross-creative approach has led to us working with a number of agencies in new and exciting partnerships.
We're interested in filmmakers, working with musicians, working with games people, working with people in television, and where those individuals want to work across different art forms themselves, then we're interested in providing those opportunities for them.
From our point of view, we hope to attract a sound and vision, you know, forward-thinking music producers, really. The most rewarding part is, you know, actually seeing the films and seeing the finished product, seeing that these people who may not have thought about working together before are forging a partnership and that may grow in the future.
10–20 years ago, if you were to be a location manager coming to the North East to film, you'd have found very little help, but also very little understanding about what it actually was that you were trying to do.
The help from Northern Film and Media that we got drew us here, you know, and we knew that we were going to have help all along the way. I absolutely love it here. It works so well on Cairnbolla, and I'm hoping it's going to work on every film I bring here.
Communities and audiences really matter in this region. We want the voices of the North East and the stories in the North East to be seen on screens all over the world.
It's not just about professionals telling community stories, it's about communities telling their own stories. But we have to make sure that they've got the skills, the confidence and the creativity to speak in their own voices.
Tyneside Cinema is the region's main full-time cultural cinema, and it's been that for many years. It's been that since the late 1960s. We felt this building was a really special place and a special part of the reason why people choose to come here and see the work that we have to offer. And we were lucky enough to get a business development grant from NFM at that point. Without that money at that moment, we may still be sitting here and it may never have happened. I'd certainly like to see that NFM, who've got a tradition of supporting new ideas, continue to support people to come and test their ideas out here in front of audiences.
One of the ways we need to help people evolve in this region is to move away from an environment that's reliant on public subsidy and connect people much more into commercial markets and commercial clients.
We've been very closely allied with NFM since the beginning. They were actually our very first client the day after we decided to set up the company. And ultimately it was Tom Harvey who introduced us to 10 Alps and brokered the deal that saw us bought in the summer of 2008. Since NFM started, the media and film landscape, particularly in this region, has changed significantly. It's pretty safe to say that without them there as a sounding board and as a place to go to when we've needed backup and help financially and in other ways, I don't think we would have made the journey quite as quickly as we have done.
I had no intention whatsoever of coming back to work in the North East, but things changed, thanks to Northern Film and Media. What we've done is actually made a pilot, and we've used Northern Film money and combined it with our own money, and it's worked. The fact that they've been created here in Byker, entirely created here, the pilots made over in Gateshead, is a real achievement, I think. My goal ultimately is to create a proper production base of entertainment production in the North East. Working with Northern Film and Media, we'll be able to do that over the years to come.
The companies and organisations and individuals we've got in this region can make a huge difference and really put the North East on the map.
Now we have to shout louder than ever before to be heard, to make sure that the North East doesn't actually disappear from national and international screens.
Our role in that future is really to try and support it, to be as much as it can be, to go as far as it can go, and to reach as far as it can reach. That's our role, is to try and sit behind people and encourage them to be all they can be and beyond.